All right now, Summer House Martha's Vineyard is back for season 2, and may I say, better than ever. I can't wait for this season. All right, the crew is back for Summer House Martha's Vineyard season 2. I'm so excited this got greenlit for a season 2. I watched each and every episode as I watched the original Summer House as well from season 1. There's something about these kinds of shows that make me excited. It is the work hard, play hard element. You know, when Summer House originally was put on the television, the comparisons were like, oh, it's like a Jersey Shore where everyone's in the house, a summer share. The only difference is, while I love Jersey Shore on MTV all those years ago and The Family Vacation, it really was just like everybody in the house partying, but what's the point, so to speak? Which is also, again, a fantastic reality show. If you love reality TV, you know Jersey Shore is an amazing show. To me, what was different about the Summer House, and now it would be a Summer House franchise, the franchises, is that it was, yes, work hard, play hard. So you get to peek into the lives of like what the cast members have going on throughout the week, and then when they travel to the summer share. That to me is what made the show exciting. Obviously, there was one season of Summer House, the original version, where it was restrictions in the filming process after March 2020. Things changed, of course, or during, but that season was just the house and just the shenanigans. But what I'm saying is, in general, the show's premise, the formula, the format makes sense. Let's see these friend groups that are not always friends come together and know that they have their own personal lives and businesses and careers, but then they're supposedly letting their hair down and just having fun at the summer house, the summer share. So you get the best of both worlds. Because, yeah, when you watch a reality show and it's just like they're at a lavish location or a party house, it's like, what's the point? I feel a little bit more interested if we get a little bit of the stakes, I guess. The stakes are higher. Amir is I believe in real estate. One of the gals was a model, or even just there's just so many different dynamics to career meets the summer house. Anyways, that's why I like it. Who cares? Who cares why I like it? I like it. So nonetheless, big summer house fan, Martha's Vineyard. I'm just going to sort of go through. This is like a reaction to the trailer. And a lot of the storylines feel very like similar in the branding. Like the characters are exactly what you saw season 1. We're just getting more of it for season 2. But just some standouts. First of all, I'll probably say, from what we've seen at BravoCon with Amir, he's just going to always sort of be, not that he won't be more than this, but just like lovable, but also lovable loser sometimes, not in a bad way, but in a like, you could do it, Amir. But he's also really kind. He obviously gets along with Andy Cohen, so there's a lot there. You know who I really wanted to talk about? Of course, I love Preston. I want to talk about Preston in a second. Bria was a little bit, for me, kind of the unexpected. She was less of one note that I maybe thought she was. Like on season 1, I was like, oh, she's like a little bit one note. No, she's not. And while she probably drums things up for the show a little bit and is the hothead of the show to a degree, I don't know what it is, but I have really been taking to Bria from the season 1 to the announcement that they were getting a season 2. Like, it was like all of a sudden I realized the value that was Bria. But at first, season 1, while I watched it through the season, I was like, I don't really know. And then she got in that, a slight physical situation, altercation with a cast member. So I kind of thought, again, one note, but I don't really feel like she's one note. And I think this is what I love. I don't love the that type of arguing where, you put hands on somebody or whatever, or the other gal to her, whatever the case. But what I'm saying is, I really realize that Bria isn't one note. Bria is assertive, and she has something to say at all times. And that really is reminiscent of those wonderful Real Housewives cast members that we like. You could say what you want to say about them, but they're not sitting on the sidelines, not even on the TV show, but in life. Like, they are going to say what they need to say. And Bria, to me, season 1, I watched it week by week because I watch shows a lot of times week by week. I know a lot of people like binging. I watch them week to week to week. So when you watch them week to week to week, I like that scheduling a little bit better, but you don't really realize what you have. And season 1, of course, ended. You didn't know if they would get a season 2. I'm so happy they did. Summer House, Martha's Vineyard. I'm happy about that. But from season 1 to season 2, I was like, oh, I wonder what we're going to be seeing. And suddenly, my viewpoint was like, oh, I can't wait to see more of Bria and her dog, et cetera, et cetera. Now, we have, what is the cast member who did Winter House? Is that Jordan? Yeah, Jordan did Winter House. Was Jordan entertaining on Winter House? And then makes me track back to Summer House, Martha's Vineyard season 1. Was Jordan entertaining on that season? I love the phone call she had with her father. That definitely brought you into some of the issues and struggles she has had and, will have or whatnot. I thought that was a touching scene, but I'm not in a bad way, but I don't know anything that really excites me about her in the next season. And I probably had that idea in my head a little bit, but then watching Winter House, it was concluded that I was like, I don't really know if this platform or if this type of work is for her. She's so amazing and beautiful and, successful and all these things, but I just, I don't know. The only case I can make that would defend her Winter House performance is that Winter House itself, that last season was what was going on? It was an unwatchable season. So it may have not been that she wasn't great on that show. It was that season. Did you watch Winter House? I don't mind Winter House. I think it's a great thing. I love that they put some Vanderpump Rules cast there, mix them with Family Karma, with Summer House, Martha's Vineyard, Southern Charm, Below Deck that was actually mixed in there. But the season that Jordan was on, it's reality TV just might not be her strong suit. That's it. Okay, can I tell you, I am wondering what is going on with Jasmine now from following her, based on social media and whatnot. Like, there's a lot of wonderful things that are going on with her, but the end of the season and the marriage woes coming off season 1, it was almost like a scripted series. It was like, this is like a teaser for like, oh my God, I want to know what's going on with Jasmine next season. So Jasmine has me excited. Like, I want to know everything. I want to know the play-by-play, the what's happening, the goods, the bads. And I think on this show, there's a lot of people, probably Preston the best in terms of a narrator. You always say on a good reality show, you need like a narrator. Sometimes the narrators are thought to be like, Bethany Frankel on Real Housewives of New York was a wonderful narrator, but she did it more in a kind of like a callous way. Preston was just he explained things very well and kind of like took the audience in to where like the audience was already watching and thinking, and then Preston would say that in the confessional. So he very much represented like the viewership kind of having those questions, and he'd ask them in the confessional. So Preston I liked. Anyways, side note, I'll get to Preston in a minute. I thought the confessional queen was actually Jasmine. Right? Jasmine was by far the fun confessional queen. She made the show so darn charming. I don't want to get into really like watching the trailer, but this is an overall reaction of coming into season 2, and I think the storylines are great. It sounds like we're going to get a couple more fibs, stretching of the truths of our lavish Nick Arrington. He dresses down, but he doesn't tell all the truths is what we kind of got season 1. So it feels like we're getting a little bit more of that. His story always seems like a little bit of a mystery or too perfect. So maybe if we get into that. That'll be interesting for season 2. And then Alex, Alex was the one that was related to John Legend, a singer, and obviously used the platform to showcase that he was a singer. I think that's great because I do think there needs to be some really like cool moments. Also, it doesn't always have to be drama, but I'm not exactly looking forward to so much with Alex, but it does seem like maybe there's some relationship things with Alex this season. That's the thing about these shows. Everybody is together for such a long period of time, and you're filming a show. It's easy to kind of fall in lust, not love. And when the talking gets going, telephone as it is, suddenly, without you even really intending to be a liar, you can kind of be a liar. And I don't know if Alex had these relationship situations. I'm not certain. Who else do we have? Like I said, Amir, just the life of the party, very lovable. And remember season 1, little old Amir. He stands at a whopping like 5'2". I'm just kidding. I'm sure he's not that short. And I'm not perfect myself. So what am I talking about? I'm only like 5'9", and with the double chin. Like, what are we talking about? But Amir, remember, at a whopping 5'2", he like walked up to the guy who was significantly taller than him and was like, bust a move. Bust a mother move. He did not care. I don't know if he like is really that tough, but it just was funny to watch. Amir is just maybe like just goofy too. Yeah, he's like a little bit goofy. You want him to succeed. You see his like real estate ventures. I believe he's out of Austin. And even last season, coming into the season 1, there was so much that he discovered too. So I really feel like if we get more of that, season 2, Amir is going to be wonderful. But yeah, the heart of the show is Preston. And I am not the only one who will say this. Why did we get so little of Preston and his relationship? I think it was a relationship for several years. And while Preston gave so much to the show, I just feel like the fan base, potentially needed a little bit more. That's not Preston's doing. So hopefully the new season, we not only get these wonderful, as I told you, Preston in the confessionals, he explains things the way the viewership is watching the show and saying, huh? He also can really, convey the mood of what was going on in the house. He's the liaison between being in the house and the viewer, which is wonderful. But that's all good and everything. But I also want to see Preston and his happiness. We just saw too little of his relationship in season 1. So I hope that the overall viewpoint was like, we want to see more of that wonderful love story, because that was the only thing we were really missing from Preston. Again, no fault of his own. You film the show, the edit goes the way the edit goes, and showcases, you only have so many episodes and so many storylines to get out there. So that's a hope for me, that we get to like follow his journey and not just have him be sort of on the sidelines. Like Preston was never on the sidelines, but I want him to be the star that he is, because he is, I don't know. All in all, a really good optimism that I have for season 2 of Summer House Martha's Vineyard. Was there anything season 1 that you did not like and are hoping does not come to season 2? And is there anything in season 2 that you're hoping for? Like I said, will Jasmine continue to be the confessional queen? In my opinion, she will. Oh, or what about last season? What about some of the side characters? I guess you would say like the part-time cast members that came in and out. Do any of them, or did any of them deserve like a full-time position? Jasmine, marriage, I have questions. Like, what's happening? I need to know more. So I think it's going to be a pretty good season 2. Filming wise, for season 1, it sounded like they filmed during a non-peak time, which I guess works better for filming purposes. I wonder if the filming schedule was the same for season 2. This is one cast that, for whatever reason, usually you kind of get the play-by-play when you can see like, a tweet or an Instagram post of like, oh, the cast is filming whatever show it is. I think we saw one recently, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City is in Milwaukee. Like, you get the play-by-play. Quite honestly, sometimes I don't want that play-by-play because it's just too much. By the time we watch the show 7 months later, it's like we already knew that. So for this Summer House Martha's Vineyard, it was almost like I didn't hear of any chatter, but all of a sudden we did know for sure that there was greenlit, so that was good. And we knew it was greenlit because the cast was at BravoCon, so we knew, but we didn't get a lot of spoilers, which is what I like. I don't know if you are different in that way, but for me, no, I don't want all the spoilers. Like, stop it, knock it off. I don't want the spoilers. I'm ready to get a couple, like, oh, here was a cast trip, or that's more of a Real Housewives cast situation versus the summer shares. But I don't need a ton of spoilers. I'd rather watch it on the show. Like, give me the storylines on the show. Yeah, let me know your thoughts of Summer House Martha's Vineyard season 2, and we'll talk on the next one. There are several other episodes in regards to Summer House, Vanderpump Rules, and a couple on Lindsay Hubbard, the star of Summer House, the other version of the franchise. So if you like Summer House commentary, you can of course find it there, and of course Patreon has even more. So yeah, go ahead and support. Until the next one. Who's going to be the breakout star of season 2 Summer House Martha's Vineyard? I don't know. I guess we'll watch together.
Hey, Ronnie Jr.